Hi everyone, this is Cindy coming to you live from Modo Yoga St. Catharines, offering you a yin class this evening. This rainy, dreary day, what a perfect time to be inside and a really perfect time of day to come down from your day. To begin balancing out your day, coming from your yin practice, your yin lifestyle, your yang movements, and moving into your yin. So as the day begins, we start off in a very yang style. As the day progresses, we work toward coming down and slowing things down and becoming more yin. Welcome to all of you. I know we're not sharing the same space physically, but in my heart and my soul, I feel you all with me. Please take the next few moments to just make sure you have what you need for your practice, to be comfortable, to find space, and to be relaxed. So I have a block with me here this evening. I've brought along a blanket for a final Shavasana, and if it's something that you'd like to put on right now, get cozy, get comfortable. And if that means bringing a pillow into it, any pillow that you choose, from your room, from your sofa, maybe you have a meditation pillow. And let's not forget the water. So if everyone could come into a Shavasana, a traditional on your back Shavasana, if that suits you, and if not, find another posture that feels good in your body. Child's pose, maybe on your side, maybe on your belly. But I ask you this evening to come into a traditional Shavasana, if that works for you. Cover yourself up with a blanket, place the pillow underneath your knees, and allow yourself to become weightless. Allow your body to feel heavy. Allow yourself to be present. And as you settle in, whether you've come up to reach for a few other props or support for your practice, maybe you didn't have that blanket or pillow handy. If you're just coming onto your mat, if you're just arriving into the practice, come into your Shavasana and just check in with yourself as you wrap yourself up and become cozy, maybe even wearing socks in your yin practice, perhaps even wearing a long sleeve. I have socks on this evening. Just gives you that nice cozy feeling. Our body temperatures tend to cool sometimes at the end of our yin practice. Putting the socks back on, covering with the blanket, but let's start here. Everyone take notice of how you're feeling. Are you feeling relaxed or open? And try to move out of the mind and into the feeling of the posture that you're taking. And if at any time you'd like to stop moving through your practice and come into a final Shavasana, or stay there, any other restorative posture, maybe stay right where you're beginning, maybe right where you're ending. There's never any pressure to move along or feel uncomfortable. Yin is like a love story between meditation and yoga. And like I mentioned earlier, a nice place to balance out your day. Balance out your body, your emotions, your soul. Balance out your mind. Because we want to know the mind, shape the mind, and free the mind. Begin to feel even greater heaviness in your body, and perhaps a softness in your chest. And when you're ready, bring all of your attention and your awareness to your breath. Take in the music that I have chosen this evening for my practice. If it's something that suits you, join in. And if not, just turn off the music. And as you settle in, just a few more moments, a couple of things just to remind yourself. I'm going to guide you through this meditative yin practice. I'm going to try and bring you as much calm and peace and stillness as I can. working with you, moving at your own pace. I'll send us off in one direction, and you decide how quickly you move through that or into that posture. And like I said, at any time, if you want to come into a Shavasana, any restorative posture, it's your practice. And while you're laying in your Shavasana right now, taking that first posture of your practice, feel the stillness, feel the calm, and never feel the need to look up at me in my practice. Just allow me to guide you, so you're not having to turn from one side or the other while you're in your posture, concentrating on where you're going. In Yin, you can allow yourself to let go of all expectations and judgment. Allow yourself to let go of containment and expression. And once you've tuned into that breath, your greatest tool, it will allow you to come a little deeper into the posture. And once again, I'm really never sure how long the music is going to last for us. I don't want to fiddle around with our screen. I'd rather lose the music than lose you in your practice. So you may have to turn on your own music. You may have to just practice in silence. But wherever you are, with whatever tools you have a wonderful practice. Still breathing. Keeping the awareness of your breath. Allow yourself to set an intention. If you haven't set an intention, I'm always happy to share mine. I will allow my light to shine through. I will let go of all my thoughts and surrender to them. Your eyes closed, feel a softness come over your body. Feel a softness come across your forehead and into your eyes. Feel a softness on the edge of your lips. And feel the shoulders settle into the mat. Maybe bringing the shoulder blades together. Feel a softness come along your spine and your sacrum, recognizing the space that it's in, resting on your mat, feeling close to the earth. And feel a stillness come over you, like the earth and the moon in this evening. Allow yourself to enter into this space of yin and balance. Take 3 more breaths here as you ground yourself and become more present. And if you feel your body relaxed, and right here in this moment, if you have the blanket just slightly resting on your body, set it to the side, or maybe just take your toes and your hands out from underneath the blanket. Reach them and come into a star position, reaching the arms wide and the legs wide. Begin to unravel yourself from underneath the blanket slowly. And with every movement, there is a breath. With every breath, that's accompanied by a movement. And if the mind begins to wander and is giving you a challenge at settling and finding the peace and quiet, letting go of the monkey mind, just set the thoughts aside. they'll be there later. If they're really important, all those thoughts will come back later. And you might be better able to handle those thoughts if they were disturbing. You might like to recall some of those thoughts because of a happy memory, or an intention, or something to look forward to. And if it's a troubled thought, the tools that you gain during your yin practice will help you handle that. And from your star position, take a breath in, reaching through the crown of your head. And release a breath all the way out through your toes. Feel your belly rise on your next inhale. And feel your belly fall on your exhale. Now let's move into the lower portion of the body. Feel the hips. To place under the bottom of your knees or under your knees. Maybe you reach for a pillow underneath your heels or your ankles. Reach for any of your props, any of your support at any time. And I'll guide you through, advising you of what might be more comfortable, what you might like to reach for, just so you can make yourself more comfortable. Because we are here to stress the muscles in a very, very healthy way. Stressing the muscles to stretch the muscles. And that's why we remain in our postures for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. Much fewer postures in our yin practice than in our mono practice. More breaths in your star posture. Feeling yourself landing into the earth, a little closer to the earth, but feeling the stillness of the moon. And from here, we're going to move into a banana shape. So slide your feet together at the bottom of your mat. Slide your hands along the side of your body. Just notice how you're feeling from being spread out like a star to coming straight in line in your sleeping or lying down Shavasana. And then draw both of your hands over to the top left corner of your mat. Draw both of your feet over to the bottom left corner of your mat. And feel that nice banana shape in your body. Feel the right side of your body creating space, your breathing muscles, your intercostal muscles. And if you're more comfortable crossing the right leg over the left leg, notice how that feels. I'm going to bring you into the postures from this point on. I'm going to bring you out of the postures. As you remain in the postures, allow the body to do its work with your breath, and I'll give you silence and stillness. And that can be the most challenging part of your practice, is finding that stillness in the mind when the body's not moving. But remember, the body's doing so much work inside. All you need to do is be present and focused. Without any containment or expression, feel the right side of your body, creating space between the vertebrae, between the side ribs. And maybe feel your breath become a little deeper, a little longer. yourself to slowly come back to center. Bring the feet to the bottom edge of your mat, the arms down along your sides. Just wiggle around a little, find a tiny little bit of yen in our yin practice. Notice how you're feeling. This is called the rebound stage. Before we move into the other side or the next posture, we want to observe how we feel. And when you're ready, take your breath, take the arms up overhead and reach them over to the right top corner of your mat. Slide your feet over to the bottom right corner of your mat. Remember your option of lifting the left leg over the right ankle. Just observe how that feels. And feel that banana shape in the body. Once again, target the area that we're working with, which is your intercostals on the left side. Explore how that feels for you, maybe differently on one side than the other. And as you breathe and settle into the posture, become as still as you can, not only in your mind, but in your body. You will find a sensation where you can relax. If you feel tension building up in the bones, in the muscles, maybe in the shoulder area, relax that. And now stay with your breath and allow yourself to come a little deeper into the posture. Your yin practice should be soothing and meditative. The style of yoga targets the deep connective tissues and the bones and the joints and the fascia, all the ligaments, all the tendons that run through the body. You observe the breath as it moves through you. You observe the breath as it leaves you. And in this particular posture, in your banana posture or your reclining crescent moon, sometimes reaching both arms up overhead might not feel comfortable for you. In this case, it might be the left arm that's not so comfortable reaching over to the right. It might be the left leg. Make any adjustments, make any shift in your posture. Reach for support, blanket. Maybe just change the position altogether. But keep in mind that oftentimes when the posture is just beginning to work for you, is that same moment that you might feel like coming out of it. So just give yourself a breath or two extra to see if you can reach your edge without any pain, without any force. And after one more breath in this side, slowly begin to bring yourself back to center. Bring the arms gently down along your sides, the feet together at the bottom of your mat. And we'll find a little more yen as we go through the rebound stage of this posture. Just wiggle around however you're comfortable. Maybe reaching the arms up, maybe spreading them wide, maybe just rocking your feet side to side. Any kind of movement at all. And then come back to center. If you could bring both of your soles onto the mat, both feet flat down with knees bent. We're going to move into a happy baby posture here and take it at any height or any shape that works for you, any reach with the hands. So we're going to begin by bringing the shins up parallel to the ceiling. I'm going to do this posture with you. So lifting the shins up so they're parallel with the ceiling. And then bend the toes toward the knees. Pull them back toward the knees. And spread the thighs a little wider. Now the soles of your feet are reaching for the ceiling. And reach the hands between the thighs up toward the inner side of the feet. If that's a long reach for you, just reach for the toes. If that's still a long reach for you, just reach for the shins. If that's a long reach, just grab a hold of the back of your thighs. But feel the soles of your feet reaching up toward the ceiling. And as you reach your hands toward the feet, feel the opposing forces of the hands encouraging the legs down, the knees to come to the side of your body, and all the while the soles of your feet reaching up toward the ceiling. Just allow the knees and the thighs to run along the side of the body. Just with that gentle encouragement of the hands on the soles of your feet. And now check in with your shoulders. Check in with your face that everything is soft. And target the area that we're working on. Target the psoas muscles. A little bit of work being done in the hamstrings. A little bit of work being done with the heart, facing up toward the sky. And now soften your shoulders again. Maybe feeling the knees come to the wide edges of your body. Maybe the knees bending just a little more. Find the stillness. Try to relax in your posture. And breathe. Take your breath right into the targeted area, feeling that nice opening and space in the psoas muscles between the thighs, running right down the quadriceps toward the knee and back up toward the hip. And feel the space between the hips, whatever space you're working with between the hips. And that's why every posture doesn't suit every body. We're all working with different space. It's absolutely impossible for all of us to do the very same thing in our postures. You work with what you have, with the intention of creating more space, whatever that means to you. Reaching beyond the superficial level of fascia, reaching far beneath that superficial level, deep into the body. How deep are you moving today? How deep are you taking your breath? How deeply are you coming into the posture? If rocking your happy baby side to side feels good, a rocking motion is often very well liked by many people, a very soothing and sedative kind of movement, calming of the body. Rocking goes way back in time, to the beginning of time. If you bring that into your happy baby here, you might just find a different sensation to be aware of, to enjoy in your posture. going to stay here for 5 more breaths in all the silence and the stillness that you can find. When you are ready, take your time. Bring the chest closer to the thighs by pulling the knees in gently, either one hand with each leg or wrapping your arms all the way around the legs, joining at the wrists or the forearms. And maybe rocking side to side just a little more, over the sacrum, from one side of the hip to the other. Letting go of all the tension and expression in your toes. Soften your shoulders. And find that yen, that little bit of movement in your yin, the rebound. Bring the arms out to the wide edges of your mat. Keep the knees keep the knees bent. You might like to reach for your pillow or your block. We're going to just let the knees both fall to the left side of your mat, stacking the right hip on top of the left hip. And this is where you might like to bring the pillow between the thighs or under the bottom thigh. You might like to place a block between your thighs, but a pillow is much more comfortable, especially in our yin practice. Be as comfortable as you can so the posture can do the work. You might even like to place the block on top of your right thigh. And sometimes people like to place the block underneath one of their arms. As we have our knees shifting to the body. But if that's not comfortable for your gaze on the right side, bring it back to center or maybe the other side. And you play around with your support, your props, your body and your breath until you can feel completely comfortable, allowing yourself to relax. Knowing that you're targeting the abdomen and all the internal organs, encouraging that to all work together to detoxify, to promote elimination, to encourage digestion by linking all of our internal organs together. You can feel the twist in your torso. Now just imagine all your internal organs linking together like that chain. And take a big breath in through your nose. And open up your mouth to sigh. And as you find yourself relaxing, coming into this posture a little more deeply, decide if you might like to extend your top leg long, reaching your right toes over to the left side of your mat, maybe beyond your mat. Notice how that feels in the body. Is it a sensation that is pleasant? Is it a sensation that might want you to come back to where you were? And always remember, wherever you are is absolutely perfect. You honor your body. And take in just a little more stillness and a little more quiet. And allow the calm to reside within your body and stay there for longer than just a moment or longer than just a breath. If you truly focus on your breath and only your breath, it's impossible to think of anything else. Allow your mat and your practice to be your own personal space of reprieve and quiet and solitude. The only thing that can enter into your body is love and peace and calm. Because you are whole, because you are worthy, because you are everything and you are this moment, this very moment. The only true moment that there really is. And when you're ready, if your leg is extended, bring it back to bent knee. And slowly, using your core body, roll yourself back up to center. The soles of your feet both back on the mat. Arms are still wide. And just windshield wiper your knees a little left to right, right to left. Bringing that little bit of yin into your yin posture. So you can come into the rebound stage and notice how you feel. Notice how that posture made you feel. Notice what that posture did within your body. And with your knees bent, bring them right up to your chest again as though you're going to hug them. And allow both of the knees to fall to the right. Stacking your left hip on top of your right hip. Your pillow and your blanket and your block are all accessible to you. Settle in, get comfortable, just as though you're tucking into bed. And then allow your breath to guide you through the posture. To allow that depth, reaching beyond the superficial level. And coming to remind yourself of all the meridians and the nadis and the ligaments and the tendons that run through the body. You create space and allow the oxygen and the blood to flow through, to reach all the areas of your body that need space. And you breathe. In through your nose, and maybe a nice sigh out through your mouth. As we join our energy with those in our practice, we become part of something that is more powerful than the individual. When we share in community, we are serving the greater good. We are creating a better world as we support each other, sharing our own light to the collective glow, and perhaps helping someone or many through a time of darkness. Joining our energy and light together, all our lights together become brighter, allowing us to share and receive the protective and supportive light of life. And if you haven't entertained extending that left leg long over to the right side of your mat or maybe beyond, see see how it feels, maybe differently on this side than the other side. Always knowing you can bend the knee back, come back to center. You can come back to Shavasana or a restorative posture. But keep in mind that the posture just might be starting to work for you. Give yourself that 1 or 2 extra breaths. And slowly bring yourself back to center. Exiting your posture, finding the rebound, finding a little yen, any kind of movement that feels good. Maybe this time bringing your feet to the wide edges of your mat and windshield wipering the knees into the center, slowly, one by one, side to side, rather than both knees together. And come back to center. Just unbend your legs, let everything rest out on the mat. A mini little Shavasana here. Reach the arms up overhead. Nice little stretch. Point the toes away from your body, the fingers away from your body. And with a full cycle of breath, bring your hands back down. Slide your feet together at the bottom of your mat. And slide the soles of your feet up a little closer to your sit bones. We're going to move into a supported bridge posture, so decide if you'd like to reach for a block, a roll, maybe rolling up your blanket. Maybe if your pillow is a roll pillow. Be creative here and think of anything that you can land on underneath your sacrum as we slowly shift into a supported bridge. So the knees are bent, the arms are along your sides, and you take that blanket and you roll it up, or you reach for that block. And as you root down through the soles of your feet, lift your belly button up off the ground, your spine up off the ground, belly button going up toward the ceiling. Slide that support underneath your sacrum. And then lower the body back down. Bring the navel back down. And feel yourself on a bit of a tilt, a little bit of a pelvic tilt. Be mindful that your support isn't under the spine, but under the sacrum, that little triangle below your spine. And you may feel a little tilt in the body. This can be the beginning of an inversion posture. This kind of posture helps with lymphatic drainage. And you can place your arms wherever you're comfortable. Keep them reaching out to the wide edges. Keep them along the side body. Or maybe you place your left hand on your heart, right hand over your belly. You find that place that feels comfortable for you. And if you're working with temperatures within your home or wherever it is that you're practicing, you might even like to reach for your blanket. Take all of your attention to your breath. And breathe into your heart. Your heart reaching up toward the sky, up toward the moon as we practice our yin. And your heart may feel a little more open, a little more able to receive, or maybe your heart is blocked. But take your kindness and your softness and your forgiveness and your gratitude all into your heart. And feel the heart breathe. Maybe feel the heart expand. Maybe the heart speed up with excitement or calm down with peacefulness. And then allow the whole body to relax into this posture. Find that sensation of weightlessness, but ironically, a heaviness in the body. You have completely surrendered. In our yin practice, we're holding our poses. Holding our poses for a longer period of time so we can reach beyond that superficial level. Holding your poses less deeply for longer, rather than more deeply for less time. You may notice the challenge of keeping that stillness as you move a little deeper for a little longer. Come back to your breath. Feel the posture working for you. Notice the area that you're targeting here. And if you have yourself on a block, or a rolled up blanket, or a pillow, hopefully one of those or something that you've created. If you'd like to move into a legs up the wall posture, we're just going to take 2 minutes in this posture. Bring the legs all the way up toward the ceiling, toward the sky, toward the moon. And you may need to adjust the block or the blanket or whatever it is that you have underneath your sacrum. You may need to adjust it, and if you do, bring the feet back down to the ground. Then lift the legs back up. Really feeling that pelvic tilt and almost a weightlessness in the hips. The pelvic floor can almost begin to feel empty if you find that sweet spot in your body. That perfect pelvic tilt for you. And when you find that space, the legs will stay up by themselves. And as in all of our yin postures, enjoying your legs up the wall. Feel the energy change in your body perhaps as oxygen and blood slowly move down from your feet back into your core body. And if containment or expression has come back into this posture, breathe it away. Let it all go. And wherever you are in your practice here, maybe you can feel the darkness coming over the end of the day, moving a little more intentionally into the yin portion of our day as you move through the yin practice and the yin postures. And if you'd like to find a little more darkness, maybe closing your eyes if they're not already closed. Notice how the sensation of the posture changes when your eyes are closed or open. And slowly bring the feet back down to the ground, the soles of your feet on the mat. And if you root down through the soles of your feet, lift your pelvic floor back up and place it back down on the block. Just a little yen. Lift up once again. Place your sacrum back down without removing the blanket, without removing the block or the pillow. Leave it where it is. We're going to slowly move into pontoon. Once you've found that tiny bit of yen in your yin, extend the legs long. Reach to the bottom edges of your mat with your feet. Keep the legs long. And turn the heels down as the toes point up. And then soften the leg completely. Feel the space in your pelvic floor maybe expanding. Feel the quadriceps lengthening and stretching. And without any containment or expression, just a natural flow of energy and movement as you breathe. Lift your arms gently up over your head if you're looking for more of a full front body extension. If that doesn't feel good in your shoulders, or maybe not so good in one shoulder, play around with that. Bring both hands down, bring one arm up and one arm down. There's really no right and wrong. It's whatever space you are working with in your body. There's no need to reach further with your fingers or reach further with your toes. Just allow yourself to feel this full front body extension. I've dedicated our entire practice this evening not only to you, but to remaining on your back. We're not turning, we're not shifting, we're not coming onto the front side, then back onto the back side. Not that there's any harm in that. Just wanted so much stillness for each and every one of you this evening. And to gently just glide and slide from one posture into the next with as little movement as possible, only finding our tiny bit of yen in our transitions and our rebound. Take in this posture of pontoon. Breathe into the full length of your body. Breathe into your heart. And release a long breath out. I am so grateful to see all of you coming to this practice, arriving on your mat, taking the time for yourself. I'm so grateful that Mono Yoga has allowed all of us to stay connected. Yes, cyber connection, but still connected. Connected as we practice together, sharing community together. We're going to take 4 more breaths in this posture. Notice if you have any tension building up in your shoulders or any other area of your body, and allow the breath to release that tension. softness in your eyes, softness at the edge of your lips, softness in your shoulders, your hips, your legs. And let your ankles and the palms of your hands just fall open into the side of your mat. If you notice any sounds around you, or the activity of those that you live with, maybe it's your pets, or the people that you love, if you can hear them in the distance around you, just acknowledge that. Come right back to your breath. Come back to your inhales through your nose, and your exhales through your nose. Nice, long, deep, purifying breaths. If your arms are up overhead, your feet are pointing away from you, begin to bend your knees as you lower the arms down along your sides. Bring your feet to the wide edges of your mat. And just windshield wiper again, side to side, rolling through your sacrum. And slowly coming back to center. Take in what you feel. Notice what you feel. With your knees still bent, bring the soles of your feet close to your sit bones. Draw them up a little closer to the body. We're going to move into a reclining cobbler's posture. Now, if you'd like to reach for your block, maybe bring your blanket handy. Keep the head flat on the mat and the spine nice and long, running up the back of the neck. But as your knees fall wide, bring the soles of your feet together. And if you'd like to place that block, or if you have two blocks or any kind of weight at all on top of your thighs, encourage the thighs to open just a little more. Or you might like the blocks or a blanket or a pillow under your thighs, inviting the thighs to come a little closer to the mat, reminding the thighs that they can fall down and relax and rest on the support. We never want to hang out in our joints. You might just be happy having the block placed along your abdomen, or your core body, or your pelvic floor. And take a deep breath in through your nose. Feel that breath draw right up to the crown of your head. And release a long breath out. Bring your breath to any area of your body that might be working to create space, maybe bringing sensation to you. Bring your breath there. counting your breath helps you feel more focused. Counting your breath can be a very, very essential tool. Can be a very helpful tool, even better said, as you focus on the breath and you really feel and focus on the inhales and the exhales. It's impossible for the mind to wander. Take another long breath in through your nose. A long breath out through your nose. And at any time from this point on, you can remain in cobbler's posture. You can shift yourself and move into a final Shavasana. But I would advise that you reach for your blanket or your pillows or anything that's cozy and soft and just cover up wherever you are. The body might be feeling cooler temperatures right now. So bring that blanket, that pillow, whatever you need. Cover up your toes, put your socks back on if they came off. And allow yourself to take this time in Shavasana. Allow yourself the benefits, the beauty, and the honor of being able to take a full Shavasana. A minimum of 5 minutes. I know it's late. Thank you so much for being here. And through the darkness in the outside and the evening coming through, I know that you have all found a certain amount of lightness. Not only a shining light, but maybe a feeling of not so heavy. With all the gratitude and from my home to your home, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to share a little word with you, a little message with you as you lie in Shavasana. As the rain comes down, we can visualize it cleansing our minds and hearts, washing away winter, preparing us for what's to start anew. As the days grow longer and the rain grows, first warmer, then less frequent, the earth will begin drying off, our renewed earth in 2020. And the promised birds will burst in every unimaginable color, and buds to follow into the flower. And until then, the rainbow after the rainstorm serves to remind us of what is coming, with a display so otherworldly that we can't help but love the showers, almost as much as we love the flowers. Take all the time that you need, and I hope to meet with you again for any kind of practice that your body needs at any time of day. There are so many classes to choose from, so many wonderful teachers and studios, and they're all available